Today's class we are going to cover the basic structure. So under the basic structure, basically it is a enterprise structure, or we can say it is a organizational structure. And for this organizational structure, we'll be setting up the objects which are to be maintained at a company code level. So what do you understand by this company code and all this terminology? You will understand. Go to the basic setting. In this basic setting, you will be able to find out a file called PDF. Open it. In this PDF file, you will find a series of steps, and under these series of steps, we need to create the activity, or we need to create the object. We need to do the assignment, and when we will start doing the posting, we'll see its impact. But first, we need to create this object, and before we create this object, we need to understand what are the relevance of this object, where it is going to give the impact. So here we have almost 7 steps, and if I start with the step number 1, actually here we'll have a test project, and this test project you will be also creating offline. This is basically your practice. So the more practice you will do in the SAP, the more learning you will have. So if I cover this project creation, in this we have the step number 1, and first of all we need to understand the company. What do you understand by the company? Actually, in the SAP terminology, company means a group. Company means a group. It may be your Walmart group, your Amazon group, your Reliance group, Tata group, your any other group. So when we are going to set up that group in the SAP software, we call it as a company. And whenever I'm going to set up any of the object in the SAP system, so by default, or I would say standards, SAP has given us the length of those codes. Actually, whenever I'm going to set up any object, for that I need to give the code, because system would be able to understand or identify that particular object with the help of code. And for this reason, SAP has already given us a standard length for each of the code we are going to set up in the system. As far as this company is concerned, this object which you are talking in the step number 1, so the code of this object is concerned, the length has been given by the SAP already. It is up to the 6 character, could be alphanumeric, and this is standard all across your client. This is not something that it is working for one country and it is not working for another country. It is working for one client, it is not working for another client. Across all your client countries and region, you will be able to see the length for these objects are going to be same. So if I talk about this company, the length of this company, we can maintain up to the 6 character could be alphanumeric. And how to set up this company or group in the SAP system? So under this, we can find out the path has been given, and this is the config path. Through this, we will be able to define the company. Yes, if like the system is going to ask you for the company, the name of the company. Here company means company ID, then the name of the company, city, country, currency, and we have the language. So under this company, under this group, you will have the legal entities. You will have the legal entities. Legal entities means, for example, we have Amazon, and this Amazon we have for almost 100 countries, and each of the country Amazon has been registered. Like for example, we have Amazon India, we have Amazon UK, we have Amazon Australia. So under each of these companies, because they have their own law of land, because they need to do the reporting as per these countries, because they need to follow the currency we have in these countries. So what they have done, they have set up their legal entities in these countries. So these legal entities are nothing but your company code. We'll also discuss about the company code more, but all these legal entities are going to be linked, assigned under a single object called company. But here the company is optional object. So even if we need to define this company, how we are going to define this object? For that we need to follow the path. So I'll just walk you through how it is to be created. Offline, you can create in the same fashion. User ID, password, and enter. By default, as I just shared with you, system will take you to the SAP Easy Access screen. How to go to the SPRO screen. So before I just walk you through the SPRO screen. Here, these are the button. You can just see this is the enter button. If you don't want to press the enter button on your keyboard, you can click on the enter button. It will take you to the next level. Then this is the command box. It will have, I think, last 15 T codes it will store. So these are the last 15 T code which I have used and which I can reuse. So how to use it? Select this one and then click on the enter button, and it will direct me to that particular screen. You can hide it, you can unhide it. Then this is the save button. Presently it is disabled, but if you have any information, if you have any document which is to be saved, so automatically it will get enabled. This is the back button. It is normally with the green color. So if you want to go back to the previous screen, you can click on this button. This is to exit the screen or log off. This is to cancel any task, cancel any job. This is for the print option. If you want, if you have the checks, you have the reports. Mostly it is to be used by the users. So we can make a use of this print option. Then we have the find option. Actually, we have been given multiple objects. Sometimes, let's say, we have been given the data by the SAP, and this data is related to the country. Now we have multiple country codes. This data is related to the currencies, languages. So we have multiple language code, or we have multiple currencies code. How we can find out the relevant one? We can go and we can make a use of this control F option. This is for the continuous search. Here we can just see these are the buttons through which we will be able to navigate if we have the reports, if we have the check, and you need to navigate from one page to second page, last page, next page. So through these buttons, we'll be able to navigate when we are working on the reports or we are printing in checks. Then this is the new session. So like I have already opened a session. So likewise, I can in this server, I can open as many as 6 sessions. So that is the limit. But in the real time, when you are working for your client, so in the production, maybe you are given the access or you have been given the authorization to open 3 sessions. But in the quality and in the development system, you can open 6 sessions. Why? The 3 sessions have been given in the production, because the more session you will open, the slow would be the speed of the server. That is the reason they want the production server should not be slowed down and it should be working or the running very well. Then we have here the find option. If you want to find out the technical name of any of the field, we can click on this and we'll be able to find out the technical name. Now, if you want to make the cosmetic changes with this screen, we'll be able to make it. We will be able to make those changes with the help of this customize, and then we can go to the option. Here we can go to the font. If you want to make the changes with the font, you want to increase the size. For example, here we have 14. You want to make it as 1620 and so on and so forth. So accordingly, you can do it. And here we have the standard colors provided by the SAP. If you want to use it, by default here I have not used any color. If you want to use the gold, then we have the green, purple, and we have the signature purple. So these color we can use. Actually, when we need to use these color, when we are working on various systems. For example, we have the production system, we have quality system, we have the development system. So almost the screens are going to be same. So sometime which a screen, let's say it is a production screen, and I was not supposed to make any entry, but wrongly I have made it. I was under impression that it is a quality server. Okay. So through giving these different color to this different server IDs we have open, or the login access we have. So through this, we'll be able to identify that okay, we are working in the development system, we are working in the quality system, and we are working in the production system. So normally we can make a use of the red color for the production, that this is something which is going to give the big impact. Then we can have the green one, which is for the development, and we have the normal or default one for the quality system. So this is how we can make a use of these buttons. And now I need to go to the config screen, that is my IMG screen. IMG stands for implementation guide, and here for that I need to write it here SPRO, which stands for SAP project reference object. Enter. So you can just see this is the customizing screen, and we can work on any of the project. And here we have the SAP reference IMG. So this is also a IMG information button, but you need to click on this IMG. When you click on this IMG, so your IMG screen will be open. This is your config screen. As a consultant, you are supposed to work on this screen, and within this screen you need to go to your relevant area. What is your relevant area? Financial accounting. But when you are creating any object which is going to impact all the functional areas, all the product hierarchies, so for that what we need to do, we need to go to the enterprise structure. We need to go to the enterprise structure, and also you can just see for each of the objects we have here. I'll just show you once I just drill down. So when you just navigate it, you can just see here we have the objects, we have the company, we have the credit controlling area. This credit controlling area we use when we have activated the credit management within the financial supply chain management, where we can decide that what should be the credit limit for our customer. So through this credit controlling area, we can decide that credit limit. And then likewise, we can set up a company code business area. Then we have the functional area for the cost accounting. We have the consolidation business area. This is maintain the FM area. It is for the fund management. If you are working for any budgeting activity, we can make a use of this FM area. Segment, when you are dealing, when the company is dealing, your client is dealing in multiple product hierarchies, so we can maintain the segment. Actually, if you have heard about IFRS accounting standard, so under that IFRS accounting standard, we need to maintain our report segment wise. We need to maintain our report profit center wise. So in that case, we can make a use of these segment. Then for each of these objects, you can observe here that we have two buttons. We have this button for the display the information about this object, and second, we can do the activity. We can do the activity means we can make a use of this object. We can create it, make the changes in this. Even if it is not required, we can delete it. So let's here, if for the first time you are going through any of the object, you don't know about it, you can click on this. SAP has provided you some of the standard information. So this information you can go through. So what is the company? Here it is saying that this is the scope of the company. This is it is going to hit, and this is the code length we can maintain. So here it is up to the 6 character could be alphanumeric. Then after that, if I want to define this company, I need to click on this button activity. Click on this, and you can just see here we have already set up for other user, and also we have here the standard data provided by the SAP. We have 602 companies already in the system. Some of these, or I would say most of these companies have been set up by the users, by the trainees, by the trainer we have. Now here, if you want to find out any information for any of the company, actually SAP has also given us a standard data. So how I will be able to identify that data that which has been provided by the SAP. So wherever you will find this IDOC or this best run, this is something which has been given by the SAP. It is the standard data provided by the SAP, and for this company code or for this object, you will be able to find the end-to-end information, or you will be able to find out the end-to-end configuration. End-to-end configuration means not only for the FI but also for the other area we have, or SAP has given a complete solution. That is an end-to-end solution. So for example, here I want to find out that okay, for this 1000 best run, what is the information which SAP has provided us, and say by taking a reference of that information we can create our own. So we can double click on this, it will take us to the detail, or you can click on this detail button. If you want to create the new one, this is the new entry button. If by taking a reference of this object you want to create the other one, you can just see here there is a copy as option. You can click on the copy, and it will allow you to create the data, and it will copy data from this one for your new object. Then this is to remove any of the existing data. This is to select all the data. This is to deselect all the data. How? I'll just show you. You can just see select, and this is to deselect all the data. Actually, where I have put the cursor, so it has deselected. So if I just click on this, this is for deselect all the data. Now I will go to the detail of it. keep a cursor on this and go to the detail. Here you can just see SAP is saying that I have set up a company. I have set up a company with the ID 1000. Description I have given this one, and this is based out of Germany because it is a German software. So they have provided the solution. They have provided the pre-delivered data in based for the country Germany, and the language, the currency you can just see it is the EUR. Now, if you want to set up your own company, so for that you can go to the new entry button, and here you can mention your company name. Or the first we need to set up the ID. So let's have here the ID as it is. So let it be 7171. Okay, so that is the number I'm taking. GR stands for not, it is the actual one. So GR I have just randomly taken, it is for the group. And 7171 I'm going to take a legal entity down the line. So I have just put a ID as GR7171. You can take it anything. It could be 7 or 0 also, like 7000 also. But for the simplicity, I have just made it as 7171. Then this is what? This is the Walmart group of companies. Short name, and then we can give the street name. If you can keep it as blank, it will be fine because it is not a mandatory. Then if you have the PO box, postal code, then you can mention. Otherwise you can keep it as blank. Then we have the city option. We need to enter the city name. Here we will have the pre-delivered data, okay, and from this data we need to select the relevant one. So wherever you will find out this type of button, it means that SAP has already given you the data, but you need to select the relevant one. So here, what is your country? SAP doesn't know that. You need to specify that, okay, this is going to my country. So press F4 option. You can just see here if we have a list of 241 countries, and we can go for the relevant one. So let it be, it is for the country US. So we can have here US. Same way we can also find out here IN for the country India. And then we have here the language. It is, you can just see in how many languages we have, we can maintain it. 42 language options are there. We can go with the common language, which is the English language. Then we can go with the currency. So again, we have been given a list of 200 plus currencies. Here we have 223. We can go with the currency. Here we have currency as USD. So select as a USD and then enter. And then I'm going to save it. Click on the save option and then enter. We can come out of here. So this is how I have set up the company. I have set up the company. One thing I just left, I'll just show you again. So when I'm going to set up one more company code, so you will find out that you would have observed that one pop-up has come, one message has come. So I just press enter button just quickly. So I'll just show you why it has come. So let it be 7000 this time, okay, and enter. And I'm going to save it. This also. Now you can just see this type of customizing request will come whenever you are doing any customization work. Why this customization request has come? Actually, if you remember, yesterday we have discussed that we have three set of data when we talk about SAP R3 landscape. So we have one development system, development client. Second, we have quality client, and third, we have production client. Now, as I just shared with you yesterday that being a consultant, we are allowed to do the configuration of the golden client, that is the config client. And this configuration is available in the development client. Now, whenever I will be doing any development, so system will be keep a record of it, so that later on, if any wrong work has been done, then we will be, or through the system will be able to figure out that it has been done by whom. So here it is saying that if you want to set up this company data, so for that you need to have the customizing request. And this customizing, when we are going to create the customizing request, So we need to take the first approval from the user. In the real time, when we are working as a consultant, we will be getting the development work from the client, we'll be getting the day-to-day support work from the client, and when we will be getting something related to the development, we need to make the changes in the development. So for that, or we, in a simple words, when we need to do the configuration in the development system, so the client is going to give us the change request. The user is going to give us the service request. So the change request, we call it as a CR. The service request, we call it as a SR. But both are one and the same thing. For some client, we call it as, or this is known as a change request. For some, it is the service request. And apart from this change request, we also have the incidents. Incident means those things which you can do directly into the production and you can fix the issue. So for that, development is not required. You can directly give the solution within the production system. So for that we don't need to do any configuration. For that, there is no movement of change request. So here, this is the change request. Now I want to create, and for that, I am assuming that from the client I have received the change request. So what is the nomenclature we have for defining the short description for this change request? Actually, when I will be giving the nomenclature for this, or the description for this short description field, automatically system is going to give us the change request. We call it as a CR request. So this is, I'll start with because we start with the module name. So let it be module name FICO. Then we can have here the project name, let's say Walmart and project. And after that, we can specify that a change request has been received by us from the client. Based on that, we are doing this configuration. So we can give it here the name as CR or SR, that it be CR. And I'm assuming that I have received a change request. It is CR 12345, and it is related to what? It is related to setting up new enterprise structure data for 717. It has the space constraint, so we need to mention our description accordingly. Now I'm going to save it. Click on the save data. What you will observe? You will observe that a change request number has been given automatically by the system. Raj, you have any question? I can just see you are
Yeah,
unmute.
how it will be will it be in the real time scenario? Will it be same like giving FICO and Walmart project and CR change request and setting up a new enterprise?
If that is what I'm just saying, this is the nomenclature or the naming convention we mostly follow. Okay, it may be little different, but more or less it is going to be same. So we'll start with the module name first. Then maybe here you will not have the project name. So in some project we will be using the consultant ID. So let's say here we have the consultant ID and consultant ID. So let's say my consultant ID is JA1234, and that I have used, and after that I will be having, definitely you will be getting the change request. This is something which is going to, you can just see for most of the clients. Okay, this is the nomenclature we follow. So we'll have the change request or the incident number, so that will mention, and after that we can have here the data we want to configure. So it is going to set up the new enterprise structure. So we'll mention here 7171. Okay, so this is the nomenclature we follow.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Now I'm going to save it. Click on the save option. So you will observe here, system has given me this. This is the short description we have given, and based on that, system has given me this request number. Actually, this is, we call it as a transport request or TR. Why? Because through this we need to move the data. We need to transport the data from one client to another client. One client to another client means we are assuming that we are setting up here in the development system. After that, I will be taking the approval from my solution architect or from my project manager, and I will be moving it to the development to quality system. In that, I will be doing the testing. I will ask the business to do the testing, and when the business will be giving me the UAT document or the user acceptance document, so that document I can share with my project manager, and this document I can just share with the business application manager or the IT head from the business side, so that the same data can be transported to the production system. So that is the normal flow we have in the real-time project. So I'm going to save it, click on the save data. And if you want to find out any information related to this transport request, so yes, you will be able to get it. For that, where you need to go, you can go to this transaction code SC01. I'll also cover it, but here since we are discussing it, so I just thought to share with you. So here, let's say with this user ID, how many transport requests we have created, how many we have moved to the next level. So if you want to find out that information, so mostly we create the customizing request, and created by whom? Created by this user. If it is you don't know about the user, press F4 key, and from that, from the last name, first name of the user, you will be able to find out the user ID. Then after that, you can just see this transport request we have with two category. We have modifiable and we have release. So here modifiable, which we have within the development system, we have not moved it to the next level, to the quality of the production system. Then release means which we have already released for the quality and production system. So this is no more available in the development. So we can't make it any changes in these release requests. So if you want to find out both of them, you just display and it will show you all your transport requests. So you can just see here we have the transport request. Which one is lease? With the blue color it is lease, and you can see here it is a tick mark. So here we have a tick mark, and other are modifiable. Modifiable means this is something which we have in the development system and we can release it. Once we have released, I'll also show you how to release it. So once we have released, so this data will be part of your next level server, which is going to be your quality system or your production system. So here you can also drill down the data, which type of data you have set up. So it will say that okay, you have defined a company. It is going to hit a table. Table ID is a T880, and it will have in the table we have set up for the client 800 this GR7000 company. This GR7000 company. Actually, whatever the config data we will have in the backend, it is going to hit the standard table. In the backend, we have multiple tables, and the company data, this language data, country data. So for each of these fields, in the backend we have the table, and these tables will get replicated as and when we will be updating any information in these fields. So here it will be referring in this transport request, it will refer to those tables. So we'll also talk about the table, but it is too like early to discuss all these things. So let's discuss the simple thing first. So this is how I have shown you that we can maintain the transport request. Now, what is the next thing? Thing is to set up the. We have to set up the legal entity, and as I just shared with you, in the SAP terminology we call the legal entity as company code. We call it as a company code. Whatever the financial data you will have, because company code is something which is related with your financials, and financials are something which is used for the external reporting. External reporting to whom? External reporting to the government management, to the senior, to the shareholder, investor, bank, or the tax authorities. So this is the data we are going to share with them, and for that, obviously, we need to follow the bookkeeping. We need to follow the accounting. We'll make the accounting entries. We'll post the data, and all these activities we will be performing. So it is saying that down the line, whenever you will be creating any object, you will be assigning that particular object directly or indirectly with your company code. Why? Because at the end of the day, what is the objective of having this software? We need to find out the information for our company code. So if we will be assigning or these relevant objects we have set up, if those are not aligned with the company code, those are not assigned directly or indirectly with the company code, we will not be able to pull out the data, will not be able to maintain the data at a legal entity level or at a company code level. So that is the reason company code is very important, and that is the reason it is mandatory, it is required to define the company code. Without this, nothing is possible. And also within the after this company code, other things will get started. So your SD work will get started because your work will get started, your PP work will get started, because all these things are directly or indirectly are going to hit your logistics, to your planning department, to your some other functional areas. So this thing we need to define in the system. How to define? For that, again, the path has been given. You can observe here the path is same, but this time we need to go to the option edit, copy, delete, check company code, and we have the edit company code data. So let's go to the same path. Here we can go to the enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting. You can just see we have other areas also. We have the functional area controlling, where we can define the objects which are to be maintained at a controlling level, like the controlling area. We have cost center, operating concern. Likewise, we have logistics, where we can define the valuation level. We can define the plant, location, division. Then we have the sales and distribution, and so on and so forth. So here, what is our main concern? Financial accounting. And after that, we have the company. We need to define the company code, and this is the option we can go into: edit, copy, delete, check company code, enter. Here we have the two control. One, it is saying that you can take the data, you can copy the data from the existing company code we have. It is going to copy, and it is going to copy the data, it is going to copy all the data. And here all the data means 80 to 90% data it is going to copy, and rest you can maintain, like the language which you want to have, the chart of account you want to have. So these are the things. If you want, if you don't require, then you can leave those options and you can copy the other one. But if you want to set up the company code from the scratch, then you can go with this option called edit company code. Double click on this, and then you can see here we have how many, almost 2000 company code we have in this server. So we have 1963 company codes, and out of this you can see here we have Western IDAS, Western IDAS, Western IDAS. So these are the company code provided by the SAP, and these are provided country wise. So you will be able to find out the data for, you can just see it is for Portugal. Then we have for some other countries also, Germany, France we have here, and we have some other countries also. Now let's go to the new entry button, and let's set up for the country US, and what is the legal entity we need to maintain. So if I talk about the company code length, we can maintain it is going to be 4, and could be alphanumeric, and it is going to be same standard for all your clients, region, countries. So let it be 7171, and then we have here the name of the company, Walmart US. City name, country name. Again, I'm just directly entering US, but you can take that list, and from that list you can select. And then if you want to pop up that list, you can also use the functional key. It is F4. F4 is a functional key you can use to pop up that list. Currency is going to be USD, and then language is going to be English language. English language, save. Company code has been set up by this ID by somebody else. So I need to choose some different code over here. Let it be 7100. I'll just see if it is there. No, it is not there. Okay. So 7100. Here you can just see we have the address button. Click on this address button, give the country code ID because it is the mandatory one. Whenever you come across this type of icon, this type of checkbox, it means it is a mandatory field. We can't skip this field. System will force us to give the information. Otherwise, system will not allow us to complete the step. So or the complete the data. So let's have here country US, and also you can mention here the detail for your client for this company code. So again, you can mention here if it is a long name because here we have the space constraint. So here we can cover it in the two field. If you want to increase the field, here we can increase the field. Then you can give the house number, street, postal code, city. Let's mention here New York. Then you can mention here postal code, telephone, language, email ID, fax. So all the data we can set up. But for the time being, I'm just mentioning here the mandatory data, enter, and I'm going to save. Click on the save data. Here it has, based on your country, it has taken the time zone. If it is fine, like if it is correct, then you can skip it. But if it is not, you can select the relevant one. Actually, based on this time zone, system is going to take then the background job we will be scheduling. So let it be the CST time zone. And you can just see system is referring to the same transport request number we have created. If you want to create the new one, so how to create the new one, I have already shared with you. Go to this create button. You need to give the description and system will give you a new number. Like here we have the number ending with 69. Maybe the next one is 70 or 71. So let's go with this transport request ID only. Continue. And this is how we have set up the company code data. Now for the company code, we need to maintain the other data also. And what is that data? So first it is saying that you can link your group with this company code or your company with this company code you have set up in the first step. And this assignment we will be able to do with the help of step number 1.3. Let's follow. You can just see, you will also get the notification if the data has been saved or not. So here if it will have any defect or anything which we need to check or enter, so it will give you that notification. Otherwise you will get this message that data has been saved. And now I can just go back, and here I can just see, here we have the company code 7100. Now the 7171, you can just see somebody else has created. That is the reason system are just giving me the error message. Now I will come out of here and I will be assigning that GR7171 to this 7100. And this assignment will be able to do if you just follow the path. It is saying that we are in the definition, but we need to come out from the definition and we need to go to the financial accounting, assign company code to the company. So I will just come out of this financial accounting definition, go to the assignment financial accounting again, and you will find the first step, assign the company code to the company. Go to the assign company code to the company, click on this. What is my company code ID? You can just see here company code ID. And why it is asking, I have already shared with you, because at the end of the day, all these activities we are doing for our legal entity. That is the reason. So your relevant objects are directly or indirectly those are to be assigned. So let it be the company code ID 7100, and this I want to get assigned with my by my group ID or my company ID, which is GR7171. So it will give you the information. Now press enter button, save it, and then enter. We can come out of here, and here we can we can go down. We have the step number 1.4, which is related to the business area. We have discussed about the company code ID. Business area is just opposite it. Company code is a organization object we have, or organization unit. Business area is also a organization unit. But the difference between the two is company code is your legal entity. Business area is not your legal entity, and business area is like your branches. Business areas we can maintain as the branches are maintained. We can maintain the branches as business area. And like I have shared with you, company code we use for the external reporting. Business area we use for the internal reporting. Internal reporting to whom? Internal reporting to the senior management, so that they can make the decision that okay, which branch is performing well, where we are, which branch is incurring the more expense, which branch is incurring the less expense, for which branch we need to do the, we need to increase the production, for which branch we need to discontinue any product, or we need to reduce the resources. So all these things we will be able to maintain with the help of business area. We can set up it. So here it is saying that define the business area, and where we will be using it when we'll be doing the data entry. So here you can set up the business area, go to the definition of your financial accounting object, go to the financial accounting, and you can see here we have the option to define the business area. Click on this. We have here 386 business areas. These can be maintained location wise, these can be maintained product wise. So you can just see here we have the location wise business area. If you go down, you will be able to find out the product wise business area, plant wise business area we can also maintain. And here we can just go down, check the product wise. So actually mostly we maintain it is location wise, then the product wise, but also we have the option to maintain product wise. So here we can go to the new entry button and we can set up the business area. I'm going to set up the single business area, and it has the length up to the 4 character. We can define it. Let it be the ID as 7100, and this is for the location New York. Save and then enter. Again the same transport request. So okay, let's go with the same transport request, and then we can come out of here, and then we can go to the next step, which is related to the fiscal year variant. This we are going to cover tomorrow.
Thanks for watching this video. You can like, comment, share, also email us for more details. Thank you.